Today we're going to talk about a strange subject that you'd think, what does this have to do with church? Magic? Magic is like Satan and covens and witches and bad apples and not inside the church. Well, the truth is, magic is a kind of human religion everywhere on planet Earth from before recorded history. People would try to control the uncontrollable elements of nature, the threats and dangers, invasions, famines, and they would make a bargain with the gods. If we do these things, you will guarantee us those things. So it was a system you worked to get what you needed and wanted. And you would use what you can do to force the gods, force nature to give you what you wanted and needed. So magic is all about control. And that's why it's found everywhere and in most, if not all, human hearts, right here, right now. Let's take a deeper dive and find out more about magic. When I was a kid, I was this little 6-year-old little professor, bright kid, and I was reading a lot of scientific books, and my parents were still trying to do the Santa Claus thing. So, being a little 6-year-old skeptic, I designed an experiment to disprove the existence of Santa Claus once and for all. And the experiment was this: if Santa's truly supernatural and he is who he claims to be, he can give me a magic key that opens any single door. Every door, this key can open it. Well, of course, I never got that key, and so I concluded Santa doesn't exist. So I tell this story because in some ways, magic is about this childish idea of looking for the magic key to everything that'll open every door and lock every bad door. So magic is all about that control. Let's even go deeper. If you look at the Bible, in the book of Acts, there's this figure named Simon Magus, or Simon the Magician. And Simon, the people were saying, this man is the great power of God. Not that he has God's power, he is the power. And so in magic, one element of that is the magical person. We put our trust in a magical person, the magic man, who can do things the rest of us can't. And you can see how easy it would be for an average person out in the pew to begin having a magical view of their pastor or larger than life Christian artists or celebrity author. These people somehow have the key to everything and they're it. And so you develop a magical relationship. They need to work their magic to grow the church, to bring us success, to bring the dollars in, and it never works. That's why magic leads to conflict and is destructive and poisonous in the lives of the church. But more than that, there's some elements about magic and our world that we need to explore. If you look at the heart of the magical approach to life, it is about unreality. If I do these things, I can control reality and make it do what I want. Instead of being subject to reality and under reality, I'm over reality and I can make reality obey me. So it also requires a secret formula. That's why the occult means hidden or secret, that we alone have this magic key, this secret formula that unlocks everything. If you do this one thing, if you work this one idea, if you say these words, if you go these places, if you perform these acts, you can then get they owe you and you're required to get what you think you need. So send your $1,000 into the faith healer and you will get 10,000 times back. See, that's not faith. That's magic, and it's in the church. The same magical approach to life that's in the church, where we have magical people who can do things we can't and who can get things we want. They have the anointing, they have the power. Instead of in biblical Christianity, the power has you. God is God and you're the servant and he can do whatever he wants and the power is his to use or not use as he alone wants. So you have no control in biblical faith, but in magic, you work the formula and even God has to give you what you think you want. And it's a demand. He owes you. That's a telltale sign we've slipped away from biblical faith into magic. And we pastors, we leaders, we have a lot of magic going on in the hearts and minds of our people that we need biblical truth and courage to help people give up the magic and face the hard, painful realities with the Lord working with them, and then to grow through and beyond them. That's a long, hard, painful, reality-based approach to biblical faith. And you can see why it doesn't appeal to people looking for the magical shortcut, the magic key that cuts through all that and gives them instant results. Well, what about society? Is magic going on all around us? Personally, I find a lot of our politics, a lot of our culture is just riddled with magic as bad hamburger is with fat. It's just permeating, woven into everything, this magical approach. And what it comes down to is this one idea, this one great thing will change everything. If we are, let's say, if we get back to 1950, if we can just get society back to 1950, everything will be great. Well, those who were alive in 1950 are going to tell you it wasn't perfect. It wasn't even close. There were some evils going on then. It's not the ideal. Or the people say, if we can just eliminate racism, if we can just teach this and do that and pass these laws, and it will answer everything, and we will have that paradise on earth that we're longing to have. Well, it's not going to happen. It's magical thinking. So a lot of times in our leadership, we have to help debunk magical false ideas. It's not losing the faith, it's losing the magic that people need to do so they can embrace real faith in the real ultimate infinite person who controls everything, and we are tiny little people who obey his will. It's his will be done, his kingdom come, not him doing my will and extending my little empire. So magic doesn't work, and it's tragic though. It enslaves people, it binds them to these outcomes that they'll never get, and then they get bitter. And that's why magic needs us to address it lovingly, persistently, calling it out, exposing it, bringing our people again and again to reality. And when we're speaking to society, we need to be the voice of reality, the voice of relentless honesty and truth-telling, not out of malice but in kindness, to spare people from the oppression and darkness of magic that fails them totally every single time in the end. It's love and kindness, not cruelty, that would help us to help people get out from under magic. So that's the first issue. I hope this makes sense. We don't want to be like Simon Magus or Elymas the magician or these other workers of iniquity and pagan priests that are in the Old Testament opposing Yahweh God. We want to be people of faith. And if you want to know what that looks like, look up Hebrews 11. And more importantly, look up Christ suffering on the cross, trusting his Father. There's a picture of faith that'll bring us right back down to earth and down to reality. On to the next issue.